And record. Perfect. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our call tonight. My name is Dara, and I have been a Beachbody coach since January of 2014. Sorry, I'm going to mute everybody's audio because I hear some background. Okay. There you go. If your audio is not muted, go ahead and mute that now, please. My name is Dara, and I have been a coach since January of 2014. And I seriously considered putting makeup on and doing my hair for this call, but then I was like, well, that's kind of not the point of the business. The point of the business is you get to do it from home and look however you want. So hopefully you guys can appreciate that. So a little bit of my background. I was an athlete at the University of Florida. I was a pole vaulter, actually, of all things. After that, I became a personal trainer. I had studied exercise and sports science and moved back to Tampa and became a personal trainer. And then I didn't do that for long before I married my husband, who was a professional baseball player at the time, and we traveled around the country. We did that for about 4-5 years, chasing big baseball dreams, which was really fun. And it was a great opportunity. But it was around that time that, in college, I had been this very confident and sure of myself kind of girl, and I knew what I wanted, and I was a hard worker, and I was disciplined, and I always had a really good sense of direction of where my life was headed. And I think it was after college that was a harder transition than I thought, entering the real world. And then after getting married, and basically while I was married to Matt, I'm still married to Matt, while we were doing baseball and before we had kids, I was like a stay-at-home wife. I had no purpose, no passion, no dreams, and my self-confidence had slowly but surely been decreasing a lot. I had my first daughter, Sienna, you see pictured in the middle. I had her in September of 2011, and having my children definitely helped with that feeling of purpose and fulfillment. Absolutely. They are by far the most important thing in my life. But I still did not have that one thing for me. And then in October of 2013, I had my twin sons. Again, I was busier than ever. Sienna was just over 2, and, we welcomed twin sons. But I was busier than ever, but more than ever, felt desperate, so desperate for something for me to do. During that time, I don't think I could have told you what I was even good at anymore. I didn't know what my strengths were anymore. I just felt like a milk machine pretty much during that time. But, oh man, it's not going to let me do the slides. Hold on, sorry. And so that is how and why I started Beachbody. I, again, just felt very desperate to do something. And I'd actually heard about Beachbody back in 2010, and I ran the other way because as soon as I heard network marketing, I was out of there. I wasn't interested. It wasn't for me. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt that way too, and maybe still do. But after Beachbody, when I started out, I was still very hesitant, still very skeptical, very scared. But I was still desperate. So I decided to give it a go. And in my first few months, I was making a few $100s, which was more than I had made in the last 5 years. So I was happy with that and wanted to keep going. And then it didn't take long before I did catch the vision of what this could really be for me, and how much I loved what I was doing and helping people reach their fitness goals. But also building that team of coaches underneath me and helping them reach some of their, financial goals and career goals. And, I have people who are ready to quit their jobs and do this full time, which is just so amazing to be a part of. So I pressed forward and I stayed consistent. And now I am just couldn't be more excited to share with you about what Beachbody coaching is. So we are going to get right into it. What is Beachbody coaching? A Beachbody coach is someone who puts forth their best effort to live a healthy and balanced lifestyle. A Beachbody coach is someone who is willing to share their journey in hopes of encouraging, challenging, and inspiring others to join them. And a Beachbody coach is someone who leads and supports others through accountability groups. And what is Beachbody? So Beachbody, the company, was founded in 1998 by Carl Deichler and John Congdon. Beachbody's mission statement is to help people achieve their goals and enjoy healthy and fulfilling lives. Beachbody is such a cool company. It's a company of integrity, and if you could hear our CEO speak, you would, he can charm your pants off, but he is awesome. And I really trust them. When I started, I didn't know much about Beachbody at all. But I just, again, wanted to try it. But I have just really come to love who Beachbody is and what it stands for. So something cool about Beachbody, most network marketing companies were created as network marketing companies, but Beachbody wasn't. Beachbody started on infomercials, and that was how they were getting their products out there. P90X was their first huge hit. And granted, people were having big results. They noticed that the people who were involved in these fit communities, these online communities, were getting the best results. So they created this network of coaches to help support the customers using the products, which I just love that part about Beachbody. So what's cool about Beachbody is not everyone has maybe heard of the company of Beachbody, but I can almost guarantee you that almost anyone you talk to has heard of P90X. They've heard of T25, they've heard of Insanity, and they've heard of the 21-Day Fix. These are Beachbody's most popular programs, but as you can see, they have so many other workout programs. And what's great is that it's easy to talk about Beachbody because those products already have so much credibility. And as a coach, it makes it much easier to talk about. And it just gives you instant credibility. So that's Beachbody. Another huge product that Beachbody is a part of Beachbody is our Shakeology. Now, again, this is something that I was very skeptical of. My husband and I, both being ex-athletes, we didn't do protein shakes, believe it or not. We didn't do any of that stuff because it's so hard to know what is actually in some of those drinks, and you just hear some horror stories about some of them. And so we just stayed away completely. But once again, I have truly been pleasantly surprised by Shakeology. I love that it's a healthy nutrition shake. It's not a weight loss shake. It's not a protein shake. It's a shake that's just filled with 70 superfoods. It is 100% natural. No ingredient is chemically processed. There's no artificial sweeteners, colors, flavors, or soy, which is pretty hard to find in, these kinds of shakes. One shake is equivalent to 5 salads a day. But for me, as a busy mom, my experience with Shakeology is that it's my breakfast in the middle of the morning chaos, or it's my lunch when my next best option is a half-eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or it's my midnight snack when all I really want is a pint of Ben & Jerry's. It's just great because it's not just for after a workout or just for breakfast. You can use it wherever it best fits into your schedule and your routine and your nutrition plan. And just further proof that it actually is all extremely quality ingredients is my toddlers love it. They can't get enough of it. And that's actually just another great thing about it is, again, most days they aren't getting their 8 servings of vegetables. So it's nice to know I can give them some Shakeology and that they are getting a little bit of what they need. So On to the questions and concerns that I know all of you are thinking about, because I was thinking about them. So number one, but I don't know anything about fitness and nutrition. I'm just still working on me. I get it. Now, granted, I do have a background in personal training and I was an athlete and all that stuff, but most of my coaches didn't. Most of my coaches are not former personal trainers. Most of my coaches are customers that fell in love with Beachbody products. So what does this mean as a coach? To me, you don't have to be the expert, because Beachbody already is. Each program comes with a nutrition plan, and each program was created by an expert, these celebrity trainers that work with the stars, and, they know what they're doing. So your job is not to tell them exactly what to eat and when and why it works, but just to support them and share your experience with them, share what you're eating, so that's all it is. And I also think, again, it's easy to think that, well, I'm not at my goal body yet, or I'm not where I want to be yet, so I just need to focus on me. Yes, we should always be focusing on improving ourselves. But let me tell you, when you are in the middle of your journey, or maybe just beginning your journey, that's relatable to people. Most average people aren't going to relate to the size 0, fitness model, but they're going to relate to the busy mom who just can't seem to lose that last 10 pounds. So, as a Beachbody coach, we share our struggles, our victories, our temptations, our successes when we, overcome that temptation. And we share when we failed, we share our cheat meals. And so I think that, just to me, wherever you're at is relatable, and people will want to join you and feel like they're a part of helping you, while you in turn are helping them. So I hope that helps cover that concern. This was one of my biggest concerns regarding Beachbody coaching, is I do not want to be that girl selling something on social media. Man, before I became a coach, I was so fed up with everyone's stuff they were doing, everyone's company. Now, personally, I can say a lot of that was insecurity on my part, because I wasn't brave enough to go and try something like this. However, there are those people that are just plain obnoxious, and I was terrified of being that person. So the good news is, I don't want you blowing up your friends' news feeds either. Trust me, that's not how I train my coaches. The thing with the social media, so do you have to be active on social media? Yes, you do have to be active on social media. But let me tell you a huge difference. You should be sharing your journey and inspiring others to join you. You should not be pushing products and manipulating someone to purchase. I hope you can see the difference in those phrasing. And there is a big difference in how you present that on Facebook or Instagram or whatever social media platform you like. You are not selling a product. You're really selling you. You're using social media to create your brand. And that does not mean putting up stock images of Beachbody products all the time. I actually have an 80-20 rule.
Mommy, I'm a
Hold on. I don't know who that is.
It's me. It's Paige.
Oh, hi, Paige. I'll just mute you. No big deal. Yeah, so you're creating your brand. And so I actually have an 80-20 rule. 80% of what you post on social media should just be about your life. Something that made you laugh, a cute picture of your kids, date night with your husband, a healthy recipe you made, maybe an unhealthy recipe you made. And only 20% of your posts should be actually inviting someone to do something with you regarding Beachbody. So I hope the point is, there is a way to be a successful Beachbody coach without being totally obnoxious. And I can vouch for that. It did take getting out of my comfort zone to put myself out there more, but I can tell you it's been worth it. Financially, it's been worth it. And also, I'm not saying I don't annoy a few people, but I get so much more positive feedback than I've ever received negative feedback. So I think that's just proof that there is a way to do this without being that person. So, oh man, let's see. Okay. So how do you actually earn money? You earn 25% commission of products. So for example, we sell challenge packs at Beachbody. That means the program of your choice combined with a 1-month supply of Shakeology. So if you sold a T25 challenge pack, you would earn $70. For a 21-day fixed challenge pack, you would earn $50. So that's not a bad percentage there. And then you also earn money by, if you choose to build a team of coaches underneath you, you would earn weekly bonuses based on their sales volume. And the bonuses, you save 25% off of all Beachbody products. So that's exciting. But yeah, it's pretty simple. There are other bonuses and stuff like that along the way. But starting out, most of your money, most of your earnings would come from commissions. And then, like I said, as you slowly began to build a team, you would earn bonuses based on their sales volume, which is where the residual income comes in, which is really cool. So the next concern is, so how much money can you really expect to make? This always makes me a little uncomfortable to do. I'm going to share with you what I'm making, what I made, and what I'm making now. But for me, this was such a big concern for me before I became a coach. I wasn't interested in what the top people in the company were making. I wasn't interested in the people who were making millions of dollars, because to me, that was so out of my reach and so unrelatable. I wanted to know what the average girl was making who had just started that year, So the next slide is what I've made. My very first month, January of 2014, I made, $300. 6 months later, I had made $1,000. And by the end of 2014, I had made, and this is per month, I had made, $2,500 in the month. So from January to June, that was purely commissions. I had a very small team, and I might have made $15 a month off of, my little team. So all of that was through commissions. Starting in around July is when I really started to gain momentum regarding recruiting coaches who were really taking this by storm. And you can see how big the numbers have jumped since then. And the way this ripple effect of, finding a few people who believe in this and want this with you, and then they find a few people, and then they find a few people. It's not always easy, but it is simple the way this works. And the earning potential is, nearly unlimited. And Beachbody is just set up in a great way too. Their pay structure, I think, is just set up in a great way. So again, I hope no one's offended that I shared that. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but again, I know as someone who was thinking about coaching, it was really important for me to see someone I actually knew who was, making actual money doing this. Also, this didn't just happen overnight. Like, I was consistent, like I said, I started in January. I was a little hesitant and I wasn't sure, and I probably wasn't doing everything I could have been doing, but it didn't. By April of 2014, I was all in. I had caught the bug, and I was, again, just being consistent in the daily activities that my upline coach taught me to do. And now it's become something I never could have imagined. So consistency and trusting the process are key, and you can't give up early. Again, I'm not going to say this was easy money, but the activities are simple, and you just have to be, you have to persevere even on bad days, bad months. So all that being said, this still could be a pyramid scheme, right? I promise it's not, but I can give you a few reasons. And if you guys have more questions about this, we can, I can talk more about it later. But so a few things with Beachbody, we're not required to carry any inventory. There is no direct payment for recruiting coaches. So that's a big thing with most pyramid schemes. Oh, also pyramid schemes are illegal. So I would not be promoting something that was illegal. But yeah, so there's no direct payment for recruiting. If someone pays the $40 fee to sign up as a coach underneath me, I don't make a dime off of that. I don't make any money until that coach finds their momentum and starts making money themselves. And the biggest thing is Beachbody is based on delivering quality products to customers. So again, with pyramid schemes, there are no customers. In order to get the product, you have to become a consultant, a distributor, a coach for the company. Beachbody's not like that. I have a lot of people that are just customers, and they're not coaches. They're not anything. They're just customers, and they buy the products and they love them. So again, I hope that clears that up, but we'll have time for questions after. So how much does it cost to sign up? So you have two options when you sign up. You can just pay a $40 sign-up fee, and boom, you're a coach like that. Or you can purchase a challenge pack, which again is a program of your choice plus a 1-month supply of Shakeology. When you purchase a challenge pack upon sign-up, the $40 fee is waived. So this is the way I usually tell people to sign up, especially if they've never tried the products. It's a great way to, you're going to have to try the products in order to promote them. And then the additional fees are you have a $16 monthly business fee. And this just, again, we don't deal with customer relations. We don't deal with shipping. You have this great, a little confusing, but great online office where you can track your orders, see what you're making, see how the coaches underneath you are doing. You have all your customer information. So that's what that $16 monthly fee covers. You actually are not required to purchase Shakeology every month, but I definitely highly encourage it for my new coaches because it's just such a big part of what we do. It's, kind of going to be hard to convince someone else they should buy it if you don't think it's worth your money. But again, I have never not covered the cost of my Shakeology and my business fee every month. And again, you get the discount on Shakeology, so that's nice. So I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing opportunity I've ever heard of. How do I start? So hypothetically, if you were to start with me or with, the coach who asked you to come on this call, you would sign up as a coach, purchase your first challenge pack, and that would give you a chance to obviously try the products. And I would have you join one of my accountability groups, like purely as like an apprentice coach. And you would just get to see what that process is like, check out the products, start your own journey. During this first month, you would begin to share with others what you're doing. This would be when you start getting a little more active on social media and you start talking about your fitness journey and sharing that with others. Toward the end of the first month, you would begin to invite people to join you in my next month's accountability group. So this is key. We do not ask our coaches to right away, all right, now go run your own accountability group. We give you 1 to 3 months to kind of get your feet underneath you. And so you can invite your customers, you would get the commission, all that, to one of my groups. And I run the group and you are just in there as a participant. You still encourage your customers, you reach out to them, make sure they're doing good. But again, I'm not asking you to, come up with all this great content right away and stuff. You can kind of get your feet wet, see what it's like. And then when you're ready, you can do your own. So I think that's such a great thing about Beachbody is that, again, we really help each other. So back on track, my goal for your first month would be for you to inspire 1 to 3 people to join you in the accountability group. If you got just 3 people to join you and purchase their first challenge pack, that would easily cover the cost of your Shakeology and your business fee. So that is my goal for you your first month, is just to try to get those first few people to join you on your journey. From there, I provide you with the training and resources necessary to help you achieve your fitness and your business goals. I would help you create a list of activities customized to your time constraints that you could commit to doing consistently in order to build your business. And from there, we would consistently reevaluate your goals and activities to ensure we're on the right track. So this is just the kind of business where the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. You've heard that phrase before, but it is true. But what's great about it is you can take it at your own pace, because you're not investing $1,000, just to be a part of it. It's like there's not this pressure to hurry up and, make all this money back. You can really take this at your own pace, and I will match your pace. If you walk, I walk. If you run, I run. If you sprint, I sprint. So that is the end of my presentation. Oh, we did pretty good on time. This is my kids now. I shared a picture at the beginning when the boys were just newborns, and now they're not. Sienna's almost 4 and the boys are almost 2. But this quote says, "Find the moments when you feel God's pleasure, when you sense him right next to you, urging you on, when your dreams and your relationship with him intertwine in a flow that feels like what you've been made for all along. Then live in those moments as much as possible." I'm lucky enough to say that I just feel like I've found that with Beachbody. I was lost. I was so lost, back before I had kids, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I felt so empty. And now I have dreams again, and I have goals again. And it is just my passion to share that with others, because I know I'm not the only one who's felt that way. I know I'm not the only one who's just felt like they're not good at anything anymore. So anyways, I'm done talking. We can do questions. If you need to get off the call, please feel free to leave the call. No big deal at all. But I would like to take maybe 5 to 10 minutes and answer questions if anybody has them. So make sure you unmute yourself, or you can use the chat option. I'm going to stop the screen share. Anybody?
Hey.
Hi.
This page. I don't know why my picture's not showing up, but.
Oh, I made it that way because I didn't want
Okay.
anyone to feel uncomfortable being on video if they didn't want to be.
Oh, that's good. Because I got little people here that won't leave me alone. Great job. Thanks for letting me join in.
Absolutely.
I don't have any questions yet. I feel like I'm still trying to get my act together so I can pass on a system to somebody else. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to record this call. So I did record it. So I'll share it on YouTube. And if it helps, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely does. Just to, see that this is possible for anybody.
Good.